So The Bachelor keeps getting better and better, and I need to talk to you about why. On the latest episode with Grant, he immediately talks about emotional availability. And I want to make sure that you understand that that should 100% be on your list of things, qualities that you want in your ideal partner. And I really do think that so many people do not have it at all on their radar. I know that I didn't. Like, truly, I was in and out of relationships and situationships with people that were 100% not emotionally available. Okay, so what does that mean to be emotionally available? You're able to talk about your past, your experiences. You've done that inner work, you've healed, you've gone to therapy, you've read books. Like, everyone has different ways to process their experiences, their traumas. And so when you ask somebody, for example, that you've met, hey, when was your last relationship? And they're like, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, what happened? I don't even go there, not able to talk about it. Like, there's like something going on that they have walls up. They may not be very trusting. They may not have dealt with it and healed and gotten through it. And so, like, you start to notice how Grant is really emotionally available. He was talking to the women and sharing about his dad and his struggles. And so when he was on The Bachelorette as one of the contestants and trying to win the Bachelorette over, he was so emotionally available, communicating so well. He's also a good listener. And he was also just being really vulnerable about his experience in his life and what he has learned from it. And he still has so much gratitude and appreciation for his life and for his father, even though, all the things that he's gone through. And so I really want you to take a moment and be like, okay, wait a second. Am I emotionally available? Because it's interesting. One of the girls on the show, on The Bachelor, Bailey, she felt a bit like, oh no, like, I am not emotionally available. And that is something that he's looking for, and I'm not. And she starts to talk to him and says, I honestly have a really hard time being vulnerable. And as she's saying that, she breaks down crying. And he was like, hey, it's okay, I don't want you to cry. But it really does, she's being honest. She's like, I'm having a really hard time being vulnerable, being emotionally available. And honestly, I feel that people always tell you who they are. People tell you what's going on. And in that moment, I feel like, oh my gosh, Bailey, that's so sweet that you're being honest. And I feel like there's, growth happening in her. But if I were the coach there for Grant, I would be like, it's my time. It is. She's telling you she has a really hard time, and the walls up. And he said, well, I want to, on his confidential or whatever, he's like, I want to break down those walls. And so that's where I disagree. Okay. I feel like I know that I have chosen partners in the past that are all these walls up, not emotionally available, cannot communicate, have a hard time being vulnerable. And I am the one waiting around, helping them, like, oh my gosh, I could be there for you. I could help you. And guess what? No, it never happens. It's like waiting and waiting and waiting a very long time, and it never comes. And so I really feel that Grant, made a little misstep there. Because he's like, I want to break down those walls. I feel what's better, the girl that to me is such in a perfect spot in her life that's more aligned, because Bailey's great and Bailey's on her own journey, but I don't think it's aligned to where Grant is at. And that's all it is. So yes, I'm cheering Bailey on in her life, but not for Grant. And so the person that I really do feel like it's really aligned to Grant is Litia. And what she did, you guys, seriously listen to me. Okay, even if you've gone to La La Land, come back, listen to me. When she said to Grant, you said something to me that, I must not be told no because of how beautiful I am. Well, that kind of triggered me, and I really want to know why you said that, because I've been told no so much, and that's why I'm here. And I was so just like, yes, Litia, being so emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, able to communicate. She was not losing it. And oh my gosh, she was not. I just feel like that's so important. Like, I thinking back in my life before I found my husband, right? And I was very anxious. I was very insecure. I would get triggered and I would lose my shit. And I would not be communicating effectively. And the way that Litia communicates to Grant was so beautifully done. And all of you need to be like seeing that and say, oh, wow, like that's a great example of how to communicate in a healthy way, right? And then how Grant responds is gold. He's completely owns it, takes responsibility. He apologizes. Notice, you guys, if Grant was very ego driven and he was like, I'm right, you're wrong, like, you know who I'm talking about. The guys that like, and girls, by the way, women and men, that do not ever apologize. Like, they have the hardest time apologizing and owning their shit. Like, I absolutely love how Grant was called out in a really beautiful way. Way to go, Litia. And then Grant saying, I'm so sorry. I made a quick judgment and tell me about it. Please tell me more. Oh my gosh, Grant, gold. Like, being curious, being emotionally mature, being not ego driven, but truly having like you're listening and you're communicating, you're curious. You guys check, like all the boxes check. Yes, Grant. Yes. And not only that, but for you, if you have not watched The Bachelor, you need to watch it. This episode especially, like, I just want you to have evidence of, oh my gosh, look what a healthy conversation looks like. Because I do think that we're used to toxicity. We're used to the screaming and the, oh my gosh, and the drama and the like tantrums and all the bullshit. And like, I want your brain to get evidence of, oh my gosh, look at this, a man that's emotionally intelligent, a woman that is communicating effectively. Like, this is good for you guys to see it. And you're like, yes, universe, I'll take that. Like, yes, I am open and ready for that kind of relationship. And so, like, I absolutely love Litia for Grant. They're just so cute together. She 100% won me over with the way that she handled that whole situation. And then when he was curious and how she really was vulnerable about, and this was gold, you guys, you have to see it, how she said, I was 3.5 years on and off with someone, assuming that we wanted the same things. I never asked. And then she found out that they didn't want the same things, and she just feels like she wasted her freaking time. And you guys, tell me, have you ever felt that way? 100%. Like, I know so many of you have, where you're like, whoopsie daisies, like, what just happened? I've been here with this person, love them, I love them, my heart, but like, you're kind of not asking the questions, or you're not wanting the same things, but you're kind of waiting around to like, hopefully one day they actually want to marry you. And then they don't. And then you really feel so heartbroken and defeated. And so when she was sharing that so honestly and vulnerably, it shows how emotionally available she is. And she was like, I'm so sick of dating. And Grant's like, me too. And they were just so really listening and connecting on an emotional level. That, some of you wonder, what is an emotional connection? That is getting connected on an emotional level. Hearts are on your sleeve. Tears are flowing. Like things, you're really showing your deepest fears and your experiences. And then you're showing up for each other. Like that energy that went back and forth between them two. Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. I loved it for you. I was like, okay, you guys, stop. Like, I really, truly hope that after you listen to this podcast episode, make sure you've subscribed to me, honestly, because like, I will watch a lot of these kind of shows, I will not waste your time. I know time is of the essence, and I've watched shows that do not serve you and like don't even bother. But this one, The Bachelor, it is great examples for you to see of what you want, what you should have. And if you're in a relationship that doesn't look anything like this is time for you to say, wait a second, is it bang bang time? Like, oh shit, if Jackie was like here, would she be like, what are you doing? Wait, what? And I would call you out. Okay, you know it. Okay, and then the last thing I need to say, and honestly, I can't believe I'm going to end on this note, but I have to mention her. Oh my God, what is her name? I don't even remember her name. Oh my gosh, there's this girl that she was awful and she interrupted left and right. And I just felt like it was just her ego. It really was. I just felt like it was, Zoe. That's what it was. Zoe. And you guys, I write notes like 100%. If not, I'll forget. But you guys, Zoe was just like gross. That's actually what I wrote in the notes. Zoe was gross. But you know what? Gross, not physically. She's absolutely beautiful. But the way that she acted, just disrespecting all the other ladies, I'm going to do what I need to do. Like just the way that she just was completely, I don't think she was even doing it for Grant. Like that's why I'm like, I don't even, like, I just feel like it's all for herself. She wants to be the one to win more time. She wants to win. And I, even when she took Grant aside during the slam dunk competition, it was like in the middle of this whole contest. Little kids are there. One of the little girls was like, she should be disqualified. I'm like, children are so smart. Like, honestly, they are. I'm like, read the room, Zoe. Read the freaking room. And a part of me feels like Grant honestly needs to say no. Like, I would have loved for Grant to be like, oh my gosh, that's really sweet, but not right now, because we're in the middle of our freaking competition, Zoe. Like, he wouldn't have said it like that, right? But like, clearly, Grant should say no. And that's my little bit of a concern that I have. I feel like, is he a people pleaser? Because, I know that I used to be. It's so much fun when you stop giving a shit. Like, in all seriousness, you guys, if you're like, ooh, that's like me, I'm a people pleaser. Well, guess what? You better get off that train, because that really will not serve you, and it's exhausting, and it will not lead you to what you really want and deserve. So at the end of the day, Grant should have said, yeah, Zoe, it's really sweet. You want to spend some time, but like not right now, later for sure. Okay. That's it. Period. Punto. But like he didn't. And he kind of does that again later. Zoe interrupts someone else. I think it was Allie. Yeah. And it's so rude. She's already had so much time with him. And he's like, okay. And so like, I'm also wondering, is he kind of getting swept away with how beautiful she is and not staying intentional and being like, wait a second, my ideal partner, do I want her to not be able to consider other people's feelings? And do I want her to disrespect other people? Do I want her to just not, like there's like things about the way that she's handling it that I feel are not aligned to, oh my gosh, this is my dream ideal partner that I want to do life with. I feel like it's cringe. It just really, Zoe's giving cringe. And then clearly they start making out and they have chemistry. But like, I do think that Grant needs to take a step back and be like, wait a second. What are the qualities that I want in my partner? Is Zoe really exhibiting them? Hell no. So stop making out with her. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I am all about the emotional connection first. See if they are aligned to you as a person, these deeper qualities. Everybody on the show is absolutely gorgeous, like, honestly. So it's not even about being gorgeous, not gorgeous, or whatever. Like, I get chemistry is important, but you really have to see first and foremost, how do you carry yourself? What kind of person are you? Do you have a moral compass? Are you respectful? I just feel like Zoe's missing the mark for me, and not because she's like some evil person. I just think she lacks the maturity. She lacks the emotional intelligence. She's ego driven. That's it. That's how I feel about it. So I'm like, my Zoe, good luck. I feel like there's going to be great things for you in the future. Probably, hopefully, you'll probably look at this and be like, oh shit, whoops. But I do think that Grant needs to like get it together, because he could get distracted by, oh my gosh, a shiny object. Like, she's so pretty, she's so hot. Ooh. And I don't think that's it. You know, that's not your forever. Oh, okay, you guys, tell me all the things. If you're gonna be watching The Bachelor, I want to hear it. I'm loving this season. It's so good. It's so good for you guys to watch it. Make sure you drop a comment on the YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. On the YouTube, I always say this, and make sure you leave a review, you guys, for me. Okay, if you're listening to my podcast, and I know you are binging, you're listening. Please leave a review on Apple or Spotify. It would mean so much to me. Okay, thank you so much for listening. And remember, it has to be crazy love or nothing. Till next time. Bye.